Hello valued viewers, welcome back to iMUSICWKN-ETC. As we delve deeper into the remaining chapters of the book of Genesis, let us talk about the arrival of Jacob and his family in Egypt. After arrival and settling in Egypt, Jacob shares a major portion of his family blessing to Joseph's two oldest sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Jacob had talked about dying for many years, Genesis 37 verse 35, 47:9, but now he truly nears the end of his days. If this scene takes place immediately before the events of chapter 49, Jacob is literally on his deathbed. Joseph, hearing of his father's illness, comes to Jacob's side with his two oldest sons to receive a blessing. Jacob's frailty is reflected in the effort it takes him to sit up in bed, Genesis 48 verses 1-2. Jacob begins by pointedly recalling one of the times God Almighty appeared to him in Bethel, and the promise God made to make his descendants into a nation with their home in Canaan, Genesis 28 verses 12-15. It is important that Joseph understand the significance of this promise for himself and his sons after him. He announces that he is claiming Joseph's two oldest sons as his own sons. In fact, he will elevate their position in the family above his actual oldest sons Reuben and Simeon. In doing so, Joseph's family will receive a double portion of the inheritance. It's significant that even now, the loss of Rachel is still fresh in Jacob's mind, perhaps claiming Ephraim and Manasseh as his own. When Jacob imparts the official prayer of blessing on Ephraim and Manasseh, he evokes God's presence with his own ancestors and guidance through Jacob's long series of hardships. The reference to God as the angel might be a reference to a theophany or a physical manifestation of God. In some sense, it foreshadows a growing understanding of the Trinity. The blessing itself consists of a prayer for these two men to experience the same blessings Jacob has received from God during his lifetime. Jacob asks God to continue the legacy of Abraham and Isaac through them, Genesis 48 verses 15-16. Genesis chapter 48 winds up with Jacob giving Joseph and his descendants a very specific piece of land in Canaan as a gift, as well. Earlier portions of Genesis don't mention this specific piece of land or Jacob's conquest of it. The exact Hebrew word Jacob uses is Shechem, so some speculate this is Shechem, which was overpowered by Jacob's sons, Genesis 34 verse 27. Yet he did not stay in that area or take possession of the territory. Joseph will be buried in this somewhat obscure place, Joshua 24 verse 32. Later, the New Testament will refer to a well dug by Jacob in an area known by the name of Sichar, John 4 verses 4-5. Regardless of how he came to possess it, this is part of Jacob's legacy for his favored son, Joseph, Genesis 48 verses 21-22. Sit back, relax and enjoy watching and listening to the book of Genesis chapter 48. Before we proceed to the next chapter of the book of Genesis, please take a few minutes to comment, like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Genesis 48 verse 1. And it came to pass after these things, that one told Joseph, Behold, thy father is sick, and he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Genesis 48 verse 2. And one told Jacob, and said, Behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee, and Israel strengthened himself, and sat upon the bed. Genesis 48 verse 3. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me. Genesis 48 verse 4. And said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. Genesis 48 verse 5. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. Genesis 48 verse 6. And as for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephrath, and I buried her there in the way of Ephrath, the same as Bethlehem. Genesis 48 verse 7. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons, and said, Who are these? Genesis 48 verse 8. And Joseph said unto his father, They are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. Genesis 48 verse 9. And Joseph said unto his father, They are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. Genesis 48 verse 10. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see. And he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them, and embraced them. Genesis 48 verse 11. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and, lo, God hath shewed me also thy seed. Genesis 48 verse 12. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. Genesis 48 verse 13. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. Genesis 48 verse 14. And Israel stretched out his right hand, and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. Genesis 48 verse 15. And he blessed Joseph, and said, God, before whom my fathers, Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day. Genesis 48 verse 16. The angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. Genesis 48 verse 17. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand, to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. Genesis 48 verse 18. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn, put thy right hand upon his head. Genesis 48 verse 19. And his father refused, and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great, but truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. Genesis 48 verse 20. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. Genesis 48 verse 21. And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Genesis 48 verse 22. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow. If you enjoy watching and listening to our videos, please take a few minutes to comment, like, and subscribe to iMUSICWKN, etc. And don't forget to share this video with your families and friends. Thank you.